because my mother didn't break all the generational curses doesn't mean she broke none.
My name is Priska Njeri. I'm a Kenyan writer, but most people know me for my poetry. I also write professionally. I write stories, short poems, short skips. I write basically anything that there is to write. When I finished campus and came back to Nairobi, I decided, I'm actually going to invest in my poetry, and I'm going to do it with a little bit more seriousness, not just as a hobby. I used to write, those rhymey words that, if it ends with a D, everything ends with a D till the end.
Yeah.
But I've always appreciated literature, and I think it's an influence from my teachers as well. During the elections, I happened to be one of the internally displaced people, so this really affected my schooling a lot. I think I attended over 10 schools when I was in primary school. So, but any school I would always end up having a particular connection with the English teachers that invest in me, that love me. When I look back through my writing, I write depending on the seasons I'm in. I think the more I open up about me in my poetry, the more my audience is able to see those parts of me that are reflected in them. So when it comes to the realness, it's because of the authenticity that I use. I believe that authenticity is really the highest vibration. Right now, I think my favorite poem is the poem I wrote about Congo, Palestine, and Sudan. I don't know if you've had an opportunity to listen to that one. I wrote it in June of this year, and around June, May, and since then it's just, every time I read it, it's like it's new, it's raw, I keep saying I'm as in love with that poem today as the day I wrote it. And I think that poem for me just helped me to feel less helpless and less out of control, and to remember that no matter who you are, and no matter how small you are, there is a contribution that you can add to the things that you value and care about. One of the things that has really been heavy on my heart is we've done so much work to empower women, even in terms of sexual assault, and yet things are not changing. How do we reimagine woman empowerment, creating a world that they can thrive in? We have to also start communicating to men. How do we change the conversation? How do we make sure that we do not put the burden of change on the victim herself? Change will never happen until the group that does not suffer that oppression begins to care about that oppression. I don't know yet. I don't have a perfect, clear picture of what we